Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. This is Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barrett in Seattle, Washington, and that young lady there, the lady with the lustrous hair, is Jennifer Fallaw-Doring in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how are you this morning?
Great, doing good.
Okay, so a couple things to address. Immediately after the Saturday Night Live show on Saturday, I restarted my computer and I saw that Dell was loading something like in the operating system or the BIOS. When it came back up, I could not access Windows anymore. I tried every little trick I know besides wiping the hard drive clean, which I'm not about to do because I have too much valuable stuff. So that computer is now in the shop getting repaired. It'll take 5 to 7 days before they get around to it. It's a 2-hour operation, but they promised me they would save all my data. This creates a couple problems. I'm now streaming today on a backup computer, a backup laptop, which is not as good. It's quite a bit slower, may not be perfect. And I do not have any access to Mike Barrett 2 or Mike Barrett 3 on YouTube. So what that means, folks, is that I'm going to try to stream here as long as I can. But I'm not going to be able to take the shows down. Remember, we've been taking the shows down as a precaution to keep YouTube from banning my channels because a lot of you come out and see the show from YouTube. For instance, on Mike Barrett 2 right now, there's 117 of you. There's 19 on Mike Barrett 3. So out of the 137, there's one person on Twitch. And so 136 of you are on one of my 2 YouTube channels. So here's what I want to tell you guys to do again is to go to Rumble and absolutely go subscribe to Real News Live on Rumble. So that's what I need you to do. Let me go there real quick. Should have been ready for this. Because if we do get taken down, we have 1,184 subscribers. If we do get taken down, you are going to need to pick me up through the Blogspot and go directly to Rumble to watch everything. It's streaming right now on Rumble. This is the channel, Real News Live, capital R, capital N, capital L. Go on in and subscribe. That's the only way you're going to be able to find the show if Mike Barrett 2 and Mike Barrett 3 get deleted because of YouTube's intense censorship. The way to always find everything, including the show, is to go to mikebarrett.blogspot.com. Here's the SNL show. Here's all the stuff, all directly linked to the Rumble site. So it's really important to keep that in mind. So if you come in, it's 10:05 tomorrow, and you don't see a show, it's still happening. It's going to be happening just on Rumble, though. So, migrate away from YouTube. Try to get set up on these other accounts and watch us that way. Or you can watch us on DLive. You can watch us on Twitch. There's lots of other options. So just wanted to share that stuff with you guys and remind you guys of that stuff. So MikeBarrett.blogspot.com is the place that you can always find the show if you need to. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, MikeBarrett.blogspot.com and Rumble Real News Live. That's where you got to go if the show disappears. It's not going to disappear. It's just not going to be on YouTube until I create another YouTube channel, which will be like Mike Barrett 333. So look for that if you want to watch on YouTube. I realize it's an inconvenience, but hopefully I get my computer back and I'm able to this week and I'm able to get all that stuff done. So actually, let's do this, Jen. Let's do a little prayer to Jesus that I do not get Mike Barrett 2 or Mike Barrett 3 censored or deleted until I get my new computer back. Can we do that real quick?
Amen.
Oh Lord, oh Jesus, please, can you protect Mike Barrett 2 and Mike Barrett 3 until I can get my other computer back and start doing
Dear
things.
Sweet baby Jesus. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, baby Jesus.
He heard you, Mike. He heard you.
Okay, well, I'm glad he heard
Thank
me.
you, Jesus.
I'm just asking for that favor. All right, so okay, so we only have you for a short time today, about an hour. We're not going to be able to do a lot of private readings, but there's kind of a lot of news that I wanted to ask you about. One thing that's happening is that Phil did a live stream last night, and it was a rapid fire where he answers questions. We should do that here too. Just do a quick rapid fire. We talked about that last night, and what he did what he said, there was one thing that was a little bit interesting. They asked him, is the EBS going to happen on Tuesday, December the 7th? And he said yes. That's the emergency broadcast system. He said, is the internet going to be taken down on Tuesday, December the 7th? And he said yes. So that means tomorrow the internet comes down. I assume we're going to have an emergency broadcast system. And I just want to ask you, do you feel that or do you not feel that?
Well, what he was asked was, does the Q clock, trying to not to say those things, so
that's okay.
Screw up in the first sentence. Okay.
We have divine protection.
So does the clock...
We have divine protection on this show, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. So does the clock say that the net will go down on December 7th? He said yes, it does say that. And then someone else asked him, is the clock always right? Or has it always been accurate? And he said yes.
It's always been right.
I'm asking, and I don't think that, I think we may be a little off schedule here. It could happen, but I'm getting a no.
Getting a no. Okay, so we're going to predict that the internet will not be taken down tomorrow.
But it would make sense. It would make sense. Because, remember, I got December 17th for the announcement of...
Trump's reinstitution.
Well, right? And also... Yes.
Yeah.
The reset. And if it happened on the 7th, and then we had 10 days, that would be the 17th that I gave for that. So that would make sense. So keep your eyes open. If everything goes black, we will, when we get back up, we'll do everything that we missed. Especially for my clients out there and classes and all kinds of stuff. We'll do that when we missed. You're not going to lose out on anything. Trust me. I will get to you and reschedule. That would be interesting. So make sure that you're prepared. Because what happens is you don't have point of sale transactions with cards and things like that if you don't have internet.
Right. And the other thing too is that he said that it's going to go, down December the 7th, but then he said he'd be doing a live stream later in the week. So it's like, I don't see how those two things fit, Phil.
He basically answered whether the clock said that and if the clock has been accurate, but I don't think that he thinks that's going to happen then either.
Yeah. Dave
This doesn't feel right to me.
No, I hear you. And the other thing, here's another thing too, is he only said taken down. Now the old internet could be taken down and replaced with the new internet, and we wouldn't see it or even know it. So they could technologically pull that off too. So it depends on what you're talking about. Like, is the new internet? So let's ask that: could it possible that the original internet is replaced by a new, fresher, better internet? Is that what he was referring to?
It could, because what he's just said was that there is a new internet running alongside right now of an old internet, and I don't know if that makes sense. But that's what he said.
Because Candace has talked about that for quite a while, so yeah, it does make sense.
Good. Okay, because I totally forgot that. Good. So they're running parallel.
Right, and it's the kind of thing where it's just going to flip, and people may not even know that it flips. There may not be a shutdown.
Well, I think there will be some problems for those that aren't, like their software, their systems aren't prepared for that. So it may not be a full shutdown if that's what happens, but I just don't see them shutting the whole thing down for 10 days. That would be catastrophic for people. Not just because you can't get online. It's just because you can't get cash. You can't get, you can't purchase things. And if you didn't prepare, then you're screwed. And that's a big problem.
Right. What is the reason for the internet to go down if it does? The reason is to take off the old, dark, dirty, child trafficking internet. Basically, it's like surgery. You take out all of the bad stuff, the bad cells, and you replace it with a new, better, gooder internet that is monitored more closely.
So like MedBed for the internet.
Right. Exactly. So I was going to ask you too, since you brought up med beds. We had this med bed document that I can't share right now. I shared it on Friday, I believe, or Saturday. And it is a document talking about all the things that they do. And it seems to me it's just this document's kind of an amalgamation of all the rumors that are out there. And I guess let's ask the Angels if we can get a percentage. What percentage of that document is accurate and correct? 75%, 80%, 60%, 40%? How much of what's in that document is legit?
It's not an official release. It's not an official document. It is a summary of what someone who has been briefed or researching it knows. And so I would say it's probably 75% correct. What stopped me in my tracks was the human element to it, and the opinion element to it, where it said that those who hadn't received the would take priority over those who did, which is ridiculous because that's the same old system. That's the priority over another. The only thing that and if you ask yourself, I mean, if that's where we're going, to a place where we don't have this discrimination and things like that, that wouldn't be in there. So that's a human element there. That's the author's
personal opinion, I think.
Yeah. So, but I think a lot of the information as far as what they can do, what they be capable of,
right. That's fairly accurate. So yeah. Okay, all right.
What it's maybe it can do.
And you can pick up the document on my Telegram, Mike Barra, and it's called MedBeds January 2022 release, and it just has a whole bunch of information on MedBeds. I can't show my Telegram right now. I haven't got that part set up yet on this new old backup computer. So go to mine, or I think Jen, did you share it also?
I think I shared what you put up on Telegram. Yeah, so it should be on Philosophy as well.
You can go find it on Telegram and read through it. It is kind of interesting because it is a great amalgamation of all the different rumors that are out there. Okay, so a couple of other news items happened actually overnight. I woke up about 4 a.m. this morning, and Simon Parks had done a couple of updates, and one of them was pretty interesting on the possibility of Biden resigning. So the possibility of Biden resigning by 15th December, which is now a rumor that's spreading around, I guess, even in official Washington, is now being talked up behind closed doors, with Harris refusing the top job and the House Speaker, that's Pelosi, saying no. It creates a constitutional crisis, perhaps one that the military can legitimately step into to save the republic. I thought that was a really interesting post. What do you think about that, Jen? Do you think that there's a possibility that that's a scenario?
Yeah. You know what? That makes me smile because, little Kamala over there would do anything to move up, right? And she just decides, freaks out, tells everybody. So this is what we see is her freaking out, saying, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, she's been told not to do that. They know that they have to take Biden out. So this is the white hats telling them, and Pelosi, you think Pelosi would ever turn down the presidency? She wants to, what we know of her is she wants to be in charge of the world. She's just like, ugh, I don't like her. Anyway, but she wouldn't turn it down. There's no way. She's been told. So this confirms everything we've seen. And so
right, unless she was arrested and singing like a canary and already in custody. Basically.
Right, and if this plays out that way, we know that yes, it's all under control. They've been told to do this. That's just confirmation for me.
Right. And it's interesting because, again, I wish to emphasize this because a lot of people get into this predictions thing and they try to put words in our mouth. Jen is not saying Biden is going to resign on December 15th. I am not saying this. No one on this show is saying this. We're simply reporting what other people are saying. And Simon has said this, and I'm trying to remember where we initially heard that December 15th date. Was it Phil? I don't remember. But it's floating around the QAnon intel circles.
I didn't say it. My date was the 17th for
the financial reset. For the
as far as the presidency goes, I think that's probably when we will see some kind of, well, I can't say when we're going to see some kind of public thing, but that was the kickoff for the financial reset, and it would start rolling out in January of the next calendar year. Now let's go back to that original vision. I hate to use the word vision because it sounds so foo-foo, but I'm foo-foo. That I had about Biden, because I'm starting to think that maybe I misinterpreted that, because what I saw, well, not really. Okay, so I'm Biden and I'm sitting at a desk. I'm sitting at the Oval Office desk, I think. Is what it looks like. Background's kind of blurred, but the setting where the door is and everything kind of looks like the Oval Office. Over here, there was a clock, and I can't remember. Some of our viewers might. It's one of those old-fashioned flip clocks where the numbers flip over. And I thought
yeah. Okay, right.
I thought it said 9:14. At the time, I think, but somebody's going to have to remember that because I do not. I should be so much better at organizing my notes, but I'm not. It's a bunch of
Well, I should be so much better
everywhere. Spiral notebooks. Everywhere.
Yeah, writing down and remembering all my passwords and my emails for all my different accounts. And I thought I had them all on the phone, and I go on the phone, and I'm like,
I've got years and years of spiral notebooks.
I'm guessing that's what bills I've paid this month too. It's like I'm guessing it's all
that. I'm like so good at that, but like the psychic notes, no. But anyway, so what I see is there's 3 people over here. Some lady runs up to a man. She's panicked. And then all of a sudden, military comes through the door this way towards me, who's Biden. And I'm thinking, at first I thought, well, he's arrested. They take him away. Then I also got information long ago that he died. Well, the real Biden is dead. So this is where interpretation comes in with the psychic stuff, you guys, for taking my classes. What if the military has been telling him what to do since 9/14? September.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of ways that we can
interpret this, these words and these meanings.
Right. It's not like I'm trying to go back on anything I say, because I always thought he would be removed. I thought what I originally got was that he'd get in trouble with the military. They'd kill him off. So look out for that. If Biden suddenly dies, I don't know, I want a pony. You guys all come together, put in for a pony. But
all right, Jesus, did you hear that one? Yeah. Jen gets a pony if Biden suddenly dies on the 15th. Yeah, the 15th is not our date. The 17th is Jen's date for the reset, but it would make sense because Biden would have to be out for that to happen, and probably Trump would have to be in for that to happen. And again, Phil also confirmed that Trump has been president all along, which is what you said since before the
yes, but not in full function. There's no way that he could be full functioning president all this time and have somebody else ruining the country. So that's why it's interesting about that original vision, is that if that was in fact true, see, I still think it was an interregnum, like Dave said, where it was split. Okay, so he was acting president, with the executive for Biden, and then Trump this whole time was in charge of the military. Or they just allowed it to play out like other people say. But, that's the bits and pieces of information that I got. But then why would we go through that big emotional ordeal and trusting in God and telling everybody what day before or that day that on the 12th of November at 6 p.m. on the North Lawn, Trump will be officially the president again.
Yeah. Now, other people have said that too. Simon has also said Trump is now acting in the full official capacity as president, which he was not before. He was just commander in chief. So unless these people are watching our show, they're kind of reporting the same thing that we are. And I think that that's interesting because we know their sources are different. Simon also said about the colonoscopy that it was all supposed to happen then, and Harris panicked and said, no, I'm not taking over. And so they had to come back and show him smiling on the White House lawn, which anybody who's had a colonoscopy will tell you sleep most of the rest of the day. So
I would.
That's bullshit. Yeah, something goes up my butt that far, taking the rest of the day off.
It's not a good day for me, I'd say.
Not a good day for me either. It's just not a good day for me. Okay, so the other thing that Simon reported at 3 a.m. Was this story about the Ghislaine Maxwell court case. And he said, we should not be surprised if the Maxwell court case is stopped in some way, and then it is taken over by another authority, which I find interesting. So is he saying that it'll become a military tribunal halfway through? Is that what he's saying, number one? And number two, do you think there's any chance that happens?
Yes, but I don't think it's going to be stopped in the middle of it like, wait a minute. We're just going to take this off to the... No, I think that it's going to come to some kind of resolution. Like the ruling may be that this really needs to be handled because of the severity of what we've uncovered here.
Right.
As a military tribunal, probably because of the foreign interaction. I don't know. I don't think he puts such little information up when he gets something. It's just like,
because he's under an NDA. So his last live stream, he went on for an hour and said very little. I mean, he did say some things, but not a lot.
Yeah, but then he goes and puts out all that information to his group.
To Connecting Consciousness.
How can he do that?
Well, because apparently he probably has as part of the agreement that he can talk to his peeps. He just can't say that stuff in public on YouTube. So that's that. A lot of NDAs play out that way. They're all negotiable. So, pretty interesting stuff. So, so you don't necessarily see that happening then?
I do see something like that happening, but I do think it'll come. It'll play out. And then the judge basically makes some kind of decision.
Really? Interesting.
I think.
Okay. All right. So, anything else in the news you want to discuss here on Monday morning? Anything else that popped into your head that you think is important that we should know? I mean, we're just kind of sitting here waiting. And again, the financial reset could happen the 17th, could happen before that. We're just sitting here waiting for it. We're waiting for Iraq to move with their currency. We're waiting for announcements. Everybody seems to be in place. Again, the chessboard is all set up. We just have to make that last move for checkmate, and it hasn't happened yet. So,
well, there were some things that like I got up in the middle of the night and was up for hours, and so I'm just like, duh, today. So I'm like, there was some stuff that Phil confirmed of mine on his live, and so if you guys want to know what that is, you can go back.
Sure.
And
let's go back.
Watch that, but I still think my thoughts on this is just common sense. It would make sense to me. What I originally thought and what I originally got when I got the December date, I got information that we would get a big Christmas gift right before Christmas. So the way I saw this playing out is there would be some kind of switch. There'd be some kind of big announcement, and it would be like, you know, hey, guess what? All that stuff you put on your credit cards for Christmas, you don't have to pay it.
You don't have to pay
and by the way, don't go pay your... And I was just like, oh, what a wonderful thing. You know, so much joy. There'd be so much joy. And I always felt like Trump, we were going to see him announce it. Because I originally saw him standing at a podium somewhere that looked like the Rose Garden with the white in the background, which could have been somewhere else, giving some kind of announcement. I'm standing to the side. I'm watching him talking to people, just like he used to do. That was, and I originally thought that was going to happen like in August. And then we got the August 20, you know, Jesus said, you know, August 23rd, God's wins. And then we got information about the Nasara starting up with the pilot country and all that other stuff. And so we know that that happened and it was all set up, but not announced to the public once again. And so we've had all this stuff happen behind the scenes and not announced to the public, which is terribly annoying, but I can understand why. They're trying to keep people out of the way. They don't want to announce anything until there's absolutely no way that it can get screwed up, that it's all said and done, set in stone. This is where we're at. And I still think we're on track with that. I don't know if the timeline or like along the way they made decisions like, okay, well, we were gonna have Kamala step in, but things are going so well, we're not doing that anymore, or, you know, stuff like that. So those are the questions that I've had lately watching things unfold with this whole scenario. I'm sticking to December 17th.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts on that one. It is what it is. But I always saw that we would have something, some kind of completion and a great Christmas. And now everybody's saying, oh, all the upheaval's going to happen at Christmas. And I'm like, that's what the deep state would do. That's not what the patriots would do. That's not what the faithful would do. So if they've got to have a week or 10 days to get to do this big thing, right? It would make sense that they would start on the 7th and be done on the 17th, the week before Christmas. Because,
yeah, that's true.
Listen, you've drug people almost 2 years through this mud. People are hanging on by a thread. Now you're gonna have some kind of, you know, terrible ordeal, and nobody gets Christmas at all, and nobody can buy gifts. You can have mass suicides. They can't do that.
Yeah.
So, think about what they've been trying to do this whole time is to take care of the situation and keep all the children peaceful, right? Keep all of us out of the way and just come out and say, hey, guess what? You know, we're going to Disneyland. At the end, you know, everything's going to be cool now, okay? We're going to let you know what happened. But what I originally saw is that there would be an announcement, there would be a flip, there would be the public announcement of him in office there, and then shortly after that, that's when you'd have the big backlash and the EBS and all that. So I don't know. It could happen first, but when I saw him making that announcement, it did seem like it was like we just came through the storm. And he came out and said it's gone and everything's going to be okay. So that's what I felt that announcement was. So we're just going to have to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. 280 of you guys in the chat right now. I appreciate you being here. Do not forget, please, if you would like to send me some love for Christmas, paypal.me/Mike Bear. Maybe it'll pay for my computer repairs. It's going to cost me a minimum of $225. PayPal.me/Mike Bear or Venmo at Mike-Bear. I want to shout out some people that gave me some contributions this last week. Barry Guzik, Dennis Patora, Deb Lavin, love you, Deb, Cynthia Shattuck, and William Unger. Thank all you guys for sending me some love. I really do appreciate that very, very much. Again, this video will not be taken down off YouTube after it's over. It will hopefully hang on YouTube, and my channels will not get banned by YouTube, and we'll be able to keep streaming to YouTube. If not, again, you need to go to mikebara.blogspot.com, and that's where you can pick up the show on a daily basis. If you don't find it on YouTube, if it's 10:15 and I'm not on yet, trust me, I'm probably on, and it's actually just going to be on the Blogspot through the Rumble channel. So go to Rumble, open up an account, make sure you verify your account. That way you can comment and chat, and subscribe to Real News Live. And if you would like to send Jennifer Faladoring some love, you can do that at jenniferfala.com, where she has put in a love button that you can just send her some love. You can also, of course, pick up any readings and gift cards and things like that. Jen, why don't you just tell us what's going on jenniferfala.com?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who has, I don't go to my radio station PayPal very often because it's always the same thing, but I saw that some of you had sent some donations there, and I want to really thank you for that. And then there are those that have sent some donations to me personally for Christmas, and that was so nice. Thank you so much. Gift cards. People are loving this gift card thing. Really easy. Best way to send a gift to people on the internet, people far away. You don't have to mail anything. You don't have to do all that stuff. You just don't need an address. All you need to do is, if you can text them, if you can email them, and if you can message them anywhere, you can send them this picture gift card. And the instructions are on the card. They email me, and we take it from there. You're done. We have a 30-minute for, what is it, $20 off the regular price.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then we have a healing and cleanse, which is two services for the price of one. And if you can even pick these, that you can redeem these all year long. So if you want to go and pick a bunch up and hand them out across the year, that's fine. They don't expire. I put a number on each one, and I put it in a file when it's been redeemed. So as long as you have it and hasn't been redeemed, you can use it. Also, we have our class, if the net doesn't go down, on Wednesday night. Today is the day for you. Today and tomorrow, better if you do it today, is the day to go and sign up for Psychic Development Class 2, Clairvoyance, Mind's Eye Vision. I'm going to teach you what it feels like, what it looks like, how to develop it, and give you exercises, and it is a live event. You can also ask me questions at the end about your abilities. So that is happening this Wednesday night. Be sure to attend.
8 Eastern, it's $50. And also don't forget to pick up the first class. That's not a prerequisite, but it would help a little bit if you go through the first development class. Yeah. Available also on jenniferfala.com. Okay.
That's about it.
There's a love button. Okay.
The love button, yes.
Please do not forget to patronize our wonderful sponsors, the UngovernedT-shirtCompany.com, where you can get all kinds of cool patriotic gear. Casey Jones is from sunny San Diego, California. I didn't see that before, but anyway, Casey's modeling some of the stuff here. If you go look, there's a lot of really cool things. You can get the baseball cap, the Tweedledum t-shirts, the stickers, the beanies. I love the beanies, the Child Lives Matter shirt, the UngovernedT-shirtCompany.com mug. I have one right here for hot beverages. You've got the MAGA stickers. You've got the short sleeve Fake News Creates Fear shirts, the little Missy shirts, the socks, the patches, the Obama Trader t-shirt, which I am rocking today. Very comfortable t-shirt. Obama as a traitor, the Ungoverned T's logo shirts, and my personal favorites, the long sleeve Obamagate or MAGA long sleeve t-shirt in either black or beige. Also the crew neck sweatshirt in either black or beige. MAGA or Obamagate, take your pick. Those are my two personal favorites. UngovernedT-shirtCompany.com, UngovernedTees.com. True Patriot gear for true patriots. Pick it up today, and don't forget to send us some love. We all need some love. at Christmas time. Okay, Jen, we got about 15, 20 minutes left before we have to let you go to your reading. So if you would like some personal reading, everybody come in, get your questions over in the chat. And I want to make sure you guys know to remember to put out your personal, put out your name so that she can do this. Jessica, I donated through Venmo. I'm not sure you got it. I will look while Jen is answering some questions. So we will go through and do that. Thank you, by the way, Jessica Klein. I appreciate that. Mary Ferrani wants to know, Jen, is your kitty still in the Costco box?
No, but he was in there for a while until I made fish for dinner, and then he wanted to come out because he wanted some fish. So, but I put the box on the floor in the kitchen, and you see, I've got that, little like desk in the kitchen area, and that's where I feed him and everything. That's his area. So I put it under there, and he did. He was rubbing on it, giving it some love this morning. So, Cat loves the box. I don't know
yes, Jessica, I did get it. Thank you very much. Also, Connie Crawford, wow, you rock. And H. Jeff Price, thank you guys also very much.
If you guys want to see the box story, you can go to Philosophy on Telegram. That is spelt with an F, Philosophy. And we're having all kinds of fun over there. We've got a chat group too.
Cool stuff. Okay, let's see. I'm subscribed on Rumble. Joan W., you are a good person. We love you. You're the best. I'm in a pretty good mood. My Seahawks actually won a game yesterday. It was even though that was a glorious shit show of a game. Talk about two teams that played really terrible, but it was so fun to watch. Yeah, well, the computer, Bill Gates, what can you say? Okay. Are there questions? Lots of people saying good morning. Dave Barra saying my computer is worse than Hunter's laptop. It is not worse than Hunter's laptop. Christian Helwig says he likes to picture Jesus in a tuxedo t-shirt. It's like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party too. What does Jesus think of that? I don't know.
Jesus says, however you want to come to me, come to me.
Yeah.
He is so funny. The archangels are funny. They have a wonderful sense of humor. They're not too serious and, oh my God, you said it in the wrong way and you're bad, get hit by lightning. Because if you take notice, they have taken all the comedy and all the laughter out of our society. Everything you see is tragic or terrible on TV, and they're trying to keep you in a state of constant depression or fear. And when you speak and you pray, and they will constantly do things to lift you up. They will constantly do something funny, because it raises your vibration.
Yeah,
when you laugh and you feel joy and you do all these things, it casts the negative energy out of you, and that is important.
Well, and the thing is too is all humor is essentially criticism. I mean, it really is. You tease somebody, you make fun of them. That's part of the thing, but it's also important to be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at others and have a good time and put a smile on your face. So, it really is healthy. Didn't Candace say that? Yeah, Candace said that the old internet would be replaced with the new 6G internet, which is what we're talking about when we transition over. It brings up another question, saying Starlink might have to file for bankruptcy. I don't know that this is true, but I suspect this is a deep state planted story to make Starlink look bad.
I don't even know what Starlink is. What is Starlink for those
That's the satellites that Elon Musk put up in space that float around the Earth, and they're supposed to be a key part of the new internet.
Okay.
Big Dave's Peanut 9 says, Mike, we got an EBS test here in Texas at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time that I have never heard before. Different voice, and it named 15 or so states.
Shut up. Really?
Interesting.
That's neat.
Yeah.
God, I wish you would have recorded it so we could hear that.
Suzanne would like everybody to know that she now has a Telegram channel, Susie Q58, and needs more followers. We all need more followers, so everybody follow everybody on Telegram. Telegram's a great is become an excellent alternate way to communicate. I don't have the reach I would have on Twitter, but it's getting there. So
now there are settings on there, because what it was doing, it was eating up like 60 to 80 gigs on my phone of my storage, and I didn't have any idea. So you go to the settings on Telegram, and you can take it down to, okay, don't use more than 5. Keep posts for a week. Things like that, and it just fixed the entire problem. I was going to go get a new phone, and which I should do anyway, but
right.
I hate doing.
Well, yes, especially if it's all going to be forgiven in 10 days or something. Why not, Jen? Probably now is the time to go get that.
Because I don't know. I just hate doing that. I
know the angels don't want you to take advantage of the situation.
No. Yeah, that But I did buy a new car.
We got to try to be moral about this. Rubinderan, Mike and Jennifer, can medbeds cure cancer? Yes, that is one of the things that they do. Cancer, diabetes. Neurological problems, excuse me for yawning, replace organs, that kind of thing. So yes. Google just uploaded the new photo on their search engine, which is now called Pizza. Great. That's great.
Wonderful.
Rumble is great. You are correct, Victoria. Is there any way that Hillary can get in office with no votes of any kind from anyone? No. Well, yes. Biden could resign or be removed. Harris could take over. She could name Hillary as her vice president. Hillary could then be approved by the Senate as the vice president, and then Hillary could kill Kamala Harris. That's probably why Kamala doesn't want the job, because that's what they're trying to get her to do. So, but I don't think the Senate would vote for Hillary, to be honest with you. I do think there's enough people that don't like her that she might not be able to get that confirmation vote, 51 votes.
Right. That's what Phil confirmed on his live last night, was that Hillary was dead.
Yeah. Well, there's somebody walking around pretending to be Hillary.
Well,
James Stewart, thank you. That's awesome.
She had a lot of those people, and I think there was one that was particularly good at it, and she kind of stepped in.
Interesting. FYI, Dave K saying, my friend does landscaping on Jupiter Island and says Nancy Pelosi did not buy that house that she's saying that they bought. And he said Phil said last night on Rapid Fire, did Nancy Pelosi buy a house in Florida? And he said no.
Yeah, that whole thing didn't seem right. I was like, the first thing I got was, she's not going to live there. It's not for her. And then I said, I don't know if it's for somebody else or it's for some other reason, but I didn't see her living there.
Okay, Charles Lamont says, lots of QAnon 17 documentaries being televised in UK later this week. Timing. Is there some agenda behind that series of documentaries?
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah. How easy it when they have a control over a country.
Yeah. And the news media of that country. Jessica Klein says, you guys just cheered me up so much I can't even tell you. Thank you. So happy to catch you live for once. Well, Jessica, thank you. Thanks for the contributions. You're a wonderful person. We love you too. So we're not here to cheer people up. We're just here to tell you what we think the truth is. So
well, I am.
Yeah, I need a password psychic. Yeah, I do. I just need to be more responsible. So that's one thing it's just taught me is, don't fool around with this stuff, because it's a real nightmare. I mean, there's just so many things I can't do because I don't have them in front of me. So I'm just realized and I hadn't backed up that computer in months. So what an idiot. Just stupid. Oh, nothing's going to happen to my computer, Jen. Okay.
Oh, let me ask you guys. So this station computer that I'm using is like 5 years old, and I purchased another computer that's really cool. But it's a long process to set up all the programs. I have to have it like somebody install it to make everything work to route the sound to everywhere it needs to go. So I have this 5 terabyte storage, and I've been putting my files on there and everything. Can I do like a backup to back up the whole computer so that like all the settings?
Yeah, you can actually do what's called an image of your hard drive, and you can do that periodically, and it just copies everything. So you could just move that image over. You also can buy like a 5 terabyte backup hard drive, USB. It just plugs in, and you transfer all the data over. Especially if you start out with this stuff that's really important, and then you can
That's
also.
That's what I have, and I've transferred documents.
Yeah.
I've transferred the pictures. Yeah. I've transferred all that stuff, the shows.
Yeah.
Onto that. But what I would like to happen is like if by some kind of computer miracle I could like take the settings and the programs from this computer, put it on there, and then upload it to the new one.
They do have. They do
so I don't
have
to have all this crap reinstalled.
Yeah, they do have a computer-to-computer transfer thing, which you can do. There's lots of ways to do that. I believe it's actually set up in Windows. When you start the new Windows, it asks you if you want to transfer files from another computer. I'm not even sure you need a physical connection anymore if you're on the same network. So that should be an option, yes. To take all your settings and cookies and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's programs and the all the audio settings. It's like if I touch anything, it's like everything changes, and so now all the audio settings are the ones that used to work don't work anymore. So you have to figure it out on like 8
and then I have
programs
to remember,
with like 5 settings each.
Yeah. What was my login to Rumble? I'm asking everybody. It's like I thought I had it written down. I don't have it written down. So, yeah. Oski Powers would like to know, Jen, are there currently 2 FBIs or just one that is really schizophrenic? Good question.
There are 2 factions within the same FBI. There cannot be 2 FBIs, but there are basically the FBI is at war with itself right now.
Yeah. Are they trials running concurrently? Leslie, are there trials running concurrently? I guess. You mean, I think she means like, the Maxwell trial and other.
At Gitmo?
At Gitmo. I don't know.
Yes. And there will be some that will take place on into the summer. But that doesn't mean, oh my God, we're not done. Listen, the cleanup is going to go for a long time. As far as that stuff goes. But the certain middle to upper management that were in the way and big players have been taken care of already. So what we're going to have are probably the ones you're going to drag out to the street, or the lower level minions.
Yeah. Angie says actually colonoscopy is easy, twilight sleep, and when you wake, you're ready to go. That's not what multiple other people who've had one have told me. Their experience was that it knocked them out. The anesthesia knocked them out for the rest of the day. So, I guess it just depends on your experience. But I've had lots of people tell me that's not the case.
Every time they've ever put me out, I get sick.
Yeah.
I wake up sick.
We know the secret to Jen's hair today. She's been up for
I washed it and I was running late and I was really tired. I did not curl it. I blew it dry and I straightened it in the front.
And Rick Norman points out that Biden was 78, so it's highly unlikely he would be bouncing around pardoning the Christmas turkeys after having a colonoscopy. So it's going to be wonderful to have credit cards and mortgages paid off. Well, remember, we're not saying that's going to happen. We're giving you the prediction, but we don't know if it's going to really happen. So don't behave as if it is going to happen.
Listen, you should never do anything with your finances that you can't take care of and you can't handle.
Yeah.
The traditional way that we're used to. Like with me. When I went and got the car, I I knew there was a possibility that, well, you know, I might get this paid off quickly at some time in the future, but I could afford it anyway. Mm-hmm. And the stuff I put on my credit cards, I can afford it anyway. And I've got like $400,000 of equity in my home. So, like, you know, and it's not that I don't put yourself in a bad place thinking, and then we're just so panicked to get the date. Oh my God, well, January's no good because I can't pay all my bills. So come on, don't do that. You don't do that.
PayPal is canceling all orders for Trump's new book. Well, maybe PayPal needs to go away at the end of this too.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should get an alternate form of payment because everything goes through PayPal.
Well, you do have to do that, yeah.
What do you think? What's this Venmo everybody's talking about?
Well, Venmo is just another payment system. Venmo. It's an app you can put on your phone.
Okay. And can they take a credit card without being part of Venmo? Because that's the problem. Is people come to me and they'll say, "Well, I'm not on PayPal, but can you take a credit card?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hope so. I don't use Venmo to send money. You set up a bank account to connect to it. So I don't know, but it's something to investigate." You can, there's a lot of people who have been targeted by these people. There's a guy who blogs about dating and how to get sex out of women. David calls himself David Bond, and he's had PayPal seize $35,000 out of his account and hold it for 7 months before they gave it back to him and tell him he can't use PayPal anymore because they just don't like the products that he sells, which is ridiculous. You shouldn't be able to do that. Well.
Yesterday, my husband's been learning a lot of spiritual stuff. He goes, you know, we have 3 brains, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, I said, who? And he goes, everyone. And I said, men have 4. He said, yeah. He goes, your brain, your stomach, your heart, and I'm like, men have 4.
Men have 4. Then will humanity return to the moon by 2030, and will it be the USA or China or Russia? Will men return to the moon?
Oh wow!
Thank you. Got it, Obi-san.
This is why I don't buy this flat Earth stuff, because the moon really seems almost like a bus stop or a transfer station or something by that date. So it's somewhere that you stop, like an airport, get on something else to go somewhere else. So that's interesting. We'll have to do a remote viewing on that. Meditation.
Karen Hawkins, Jen, my mom passed away November 27th. Is she okay? Well, yeah, they're always okay because they're in heaven, but
she's okay. I had to ask Michael. I asked Michael about everything mediumship, and he's actually the one when we do mediumship reading, is I ask him to go and get certain individual soul, and then they both come and stand in front of me, and he helps me talk to him, and I play interpreter. So that's why I ask him. But he's just saying right now, because we don't have time, she's okay.
Okay.
She made it.
Jen, my Joe L is in the hospital with the Wu flu. Be okay? Is there anything I can do to help? He's depressed due to no visitors.
Is he quite a bit older? He had some problems before. He may have some complications to this. I think he'll live, but I think he may have some complications to this. We could try a healing if you want, and go to jenniferflaw.com. Email me.
Jim G. Hi, Jen. I have some commercial property I need to sell. Will it sell soon?
It's going to be springtime. Yeah.
Tammy says, just sign up for the second class. You are a good person. Everybody else should sign up for it, too. Bob Dole just passed. Good guy or bad guy?
Good. He was part of that group. He was part of that group with Trump.
The Patriot Group.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what to call it. It's like a secret. You know how they have the bad secret societies and they have the good secret society as well as like a good secret Patriot society. I don't know what to call it. But I do have to go because I have a client, and if you're listening, please give me a minute. Who's going to be calling me any second now.
Okay, Jen. Thank you for being here with us today. We appreciate it very much. Again, if you want to send some love to Jennifer, go to jenniferfalah.com. Where's my jenniferfalah.com? It's on here somewhere.
And thank you to Wanda Mack, who just sent me a very sizable donation. I believe that's a donation.
Thank you, Wanda. And paypal.me/Mike Barra for that. And also, please patronize our wonderful sponsors, the ungovernedtshirtcompany.com. Have a great Monday. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Jenny Moonstone. She's going to throw some tarot cards. We're going to talk about crypto. That'll be fun.
Are you cheating on me?
Well, I would if Jenny would go for it, but I don't
think
so.
Fine.
It'll be funny. It'll be fun. And well,
I'm sure she'll be great.
It'll be fun, and it'll be mostly about economics and cryptos and things like that. Although I think I will ask her some questions pertaining to the things we discuss and see what she thinks with her tarot card reading stuff. But
okay.
You are not. You are my psychic. You're my girl. You're my medium.
I'm just kidding around with you.
Jenny's cool though. All right. Thanks very much, everybody, for being here. Let's be back tomorrow for Toxically Tarot Tuesday. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be different. Thanks very much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. If any news does break, we will be back to do a live stream later on, or at least I will be. So thanks a lot, guys. Love you. Have a great Monday. Go Hawks. They won yesterday.